Guys, welcome back to Smiley Said It. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about my hot takes. Some of it is controversial, some of it isn't. Doesn't mean that it's right, doesn't mean that it's wrong, it's just my opinion. I wanted to start off with Black love. The meaning behind it, as a Black person, been in relationships with Black and non-Black people. And I'm sure this has always been like a controversial talking point for a lot of like interracial relationships, so to speak. People that are biracial, mixed race, that get into relationships with people of other races. Especially because we live in a country where race is such a big part of how a lot of people navigate in society. I understand where it stems from. As Black people, we had to overcome a lot of tribulations and overcome a lot of enforcements on how we show up in romantic relationships, whether it's interracially dating where it was illegal or whether it was even being able to have a family on the plantation. As Black Americans, I understand the actual purpose of making sure that we stick together during such times that we live in right now, especially now, which to me doesn't have to be romanticized. Having a community is more important than having a structure where we have to be in romantic relationships with each other. Because to me, there's different forms of showing love. It doesn't have to be through romantic relationships. It can be through all types of ways of building communities. Black love originally was promoted in a romantic sense. Black man and Black woman, the Black king and the Black queen, we're all gonna just get together and just until you look at the statistics of domestic violence and the femicide rate, it shows a different story. The more that I realize that romance in general is just pretty much a performance, you put that with Black love, and then you look at the femicide rate, the Black femicide rate, and you conjure up the statistics, right? The whole pot, and it's not pretty. The divorce rates, and then you have the single parent households. I'm about to be 34. And I no longer believe in that. I no longer believe in like tolerating anyone just because they're Black. The idea that just because we share the same race, that we are in the same community. When I take Black love, I had to really look at it and be like, it's just love. If love is a concept of showing certain traits that brings positivity, I don't need to put race behind it or in front of it, to be honest. Like, I really don't. There are certain communities that I don't belong in when it comes to the Black community as well, especially when it comes to being queer and atheist. There are certain things that I know as a Black person in certain groups of people I do not belong in. To put into terms the intersectionality of it all. If Black people get together and show love with each other, that's amazing. Originally, with the whole Remy Ma and Papoose and the hashtag Black Love, where they used to wear the hats that had the hashtag Black Love on it, and now look where they are. They're divorcing, and Papoose is dating Clarissa Shields. So, and they had their whole spiel on social media going back and forth and dishing out each other's dirt. Is that Black love? Because that's what I'm saying. Like, we have to be careful what we label things, because the femicide rate in the Black community is very high. Domestic violence, very high, especially in America right now. So as a Black woman, I find love in different things. It does not have to be within another Black person romantically. This thing where it's revolutionary. If a Black person just so happens to be in a relationship with a white or brown or non-Black person in general, that's still love. And if Black love is resilience, what is the resilience against? Because love in general is the resilience. Like, love is the actual opposition of hate. So as long as you show love, as a Black person, I will consider that to be Black love in general. Whether you're loving a white person or a Hispanic person, an Asian person, a queer person, regardless. That to me is a consensus. I would put it as Black love is Black people showing love to others, even if you don't look like us. If you're Black, most likely you're going to be in a relationship with a Black person due to your environment, right? Black women are the most race loyal. So Black love should not be geared towards Black women because Black women always show love to Black men. Misogynoir is very real. And we have to address that. I'm not going to be championing for Black love until we talk about how Black women are treated in romantic relationships. Like, I don't think romance is like something that many people are going to like congratulate. So next up on the list, owning a luxury car is pointless unless you can afford the maintenance. As someone that's owned 2 BMWs, a Volkswagen Beetle, a Nissan Maxima, that's not luxury, but it was a luxury model. It was a 1987 Nissan Maxima, all powered, windows, everything. It was the shit back in the day. That was my first car. It was a champagne color and it was so cute. Owning a BMW, I love the way they drive. I do. But they're a pain in the ass to maintain and take care of, and it's very expensive. Even having a father who is a mechanic, I still had to pay for the parts. You know, even if they were used, it would still be expensive. And when I had no choice but to bring my BMWs to the actual dealership, ridiculous. Like, the cost would be the price of my monthly rent at that point. It was insane. Like, fix one part, it would cost me an arm and a leg. And I was like, I'm not doing this shit again. So now I'm team Ford. I actually have a Ford car. I love Ford. I have a Ford Focus. It's a hatchback and I've been doing pretty good with it, like maintaining it. So far, it hasn't let me down. It's reliable, it's affordable, and yeah, shout out to Henry Ford. I have the right to change my mind. I don't want to go out anymore. It was a good idea when we talked about the plan, you know, like 3 weeks ago, maybe even 3 days ago. But today, this moment, I don't feel like going out. I didn't realize that I had like 3 subscriptions that were going to hit my bank account at once within like 2 days or overnight even. That Apple Pay, boy, gets you when you're not expecting it. I don't have the funds anymore to when I did about 2 days ago. So unless you're going to pay for my dinner, I know you're not. But I can't go. Not until my next paycheck or until I do Instacart for the next couple of days. Maybe we can rewind and revisit this. And without you getting mad at me, without you sucking your teeth or rolling your eyes, you know. I'm not going to do it to you. You cancel plans on me last minute. It's all good, baby. I'm not even sweating it. I'm going to be like, okay, I'm not going to give nobody, a grown-ass adult, a hard time for canceling plans and then saying, you know what, let's revisit. Let's do this another time. Next on the list of my hot takes is having someone tell you that it's not that serious when you're actually saying, you know what, I'm actually hurt by this. When someone actually expresses that I don't like something and someone's like, it's not that deep, it's not that serious. Gaslighting your feelings and your emotions about how you feel about something is terrible. I hate that shit. No one gets to decide what is serious for another person. You don't get to tell me I don't get to not like that. The whole point of empathy and apathy is to try to be on that person's level in that moment. Try to show some type of emotions or respect. Even if it may not be that deep for you, it's that deep for that person. And that should be enough. Actually listen to what people are saying. If it was you, you would want someone to be like empathetic towards whatever the hell you got going on. I just don't understand how people can just be so insensitive. All right, next up on the list. It's okay if women don't decide to get acrylics on their nails. I mean, I do like acrylics once in a while, but when women are like, oh, women aren't getting pedicures and manicures anymore, I don't understand. Matter of fact, you do understand, girl, because if you walk into a nail salon and you seen the price, the gel manicure alone is like the price of acrylics back in like 2015. The shit's expensive. No, seriously. When I think of $45, $50, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not thinking of getting my nails done. Press-on nails have made a comeback, and it has made a best comeback that I've ever seen. Press-on nails is where it's at. I would rather invest in that than like going to a nail salon and paying like $65 to get a decent acrylic nail job done. I would rather pay $15 for some really cute little press-on and calling it a day. Having clean, short-cut nails is just fine with me. As long as they're clean cut, you get what I'm saying? You have some women in the comments that are like, yeah, but you can still paint your nails though. Yeah, we can. We can do whatever we want. That's the whole point. And some women are choosing not to. Like, I don't know what the hell the point is. Femininity is whatever you say it is. It's a concept. People think femininity is pink skirts, flowers and cute rainbows. Femininity can be this. I'm in my feminine even without having nails on. Getting acrylics is a way of showing wealth and not health. I want to know what them nails look like underneath. All of that plaster and glue and rhinestones. And I want to know, do you actually have healthy nails? Because that's going to be a reflection of your internal health. So if you're hiding your actual nail beds that don't look like this, but look brown and dead and crusty, yeah, I can see why putting acrylic on your nail bed every couple of weeks can hide that. And you can then go online and be like, why don't you guys wear acrylics? Mind your business. Mind your nails, girl. Like, let people do whatever they want. Some people are surgeons. Some women play instruments. Some people work in certain industries where you can't have any paint on your nails. Not just acrylics, but any paint. And y'all know that. So can we please stop that whole conversation? Like, you're not hygienic if you don't have this done, or your nails done, or your feet done, or your hair done, or this done. Give it a rest. Book it up. I'm tired of hearing about it. Let people be where they're at in life. I'm not in the business of telling women to have their nails done every few weeks. That's crazy, especially how expensive it is. Unless you're paying for it. If you're not paying for it, shut up. Next up on the list, marriage is pointless. Marriage is pointless unless you have assets or like a strong portfolio. You're afraid of actually losing your shit if you're like with someone for like a long time. You can have children, you can travel the world, you can do all types of shit without getting married. You can rent an apartment and sign like a little side contract and get the person to like sign it and being like, I agree with this shit. You do not have to get married in order to share shit. Marriage is declining. People are realizing that they actually don't need to be married. Marriage is a concept that benefits men more than it does women. Women are divorcing men more than over 50% of the time. I hope the woman in a cis hetero marriage, I hope she kept her last name if she still decided to add on her husband's name. Keep your name. That's my opinion on that in marriage for women. Keep your fucking name and stop giving your children just your husband's name. Hyphenate that shit. Like, come on, we're in 2026. Why doesn't your children have your name as well? Why do people want to preserve so much of like the times where women didn't have rights? Why do women so much want to look towards men to protect and provide and lead for them? Why is it that women so badly need a man to tell them where they're going in the relationship? What the fuck do you mean? Girl, you're in the relationship too. You know that, right? Like, you also can steer. Like, you can also direct where the fuck things are going to. I need a man to provide. I need a man to lead. Lead you where? Have you seen where the fuck men have been leading us in society? Lead the household when the average woman, especially black women, are leading majority of the households. I need to be controlled as a grown ass fucking woman that has the ability to make my own income. Not only that, but able to actually fucking vote, able to actually own a pew pew, actually able to buy a house, actually able to have a bank account, actually able to be a CEO at a company. I mean, we have come a long way. Thank you to the women's suffrage movement. Thank you to women's rights. To each his own. But that's my hot take, right? Next up on the list. Pro-life is pro-control. If you're pro-life, I believe you're more about pro-control. While a lot of people do mean that, like they're about preserving the life of a fetus due to religion, their own morals, apply it to yourself. Don't have an abortion. But to tell other people how and what to do with their bodies and how they should move around motherhood is beyond my comprehension. You have the choice not to have an abortion. You should have the choice to have an abortion. Whatever is right for you. Anything outside of those perimeters, you have no business. You have no control over. Keep your opinions and your thoughts and your uterus to yourself, because that's all that matters. I'm not worried about another woman's uterus or what she decides to do with it. I don't know how people have such audacity to care and then say out loud their feelings and thoughts towards another person that they don't know, even if you do know, even if it's your family member. You have no right to tell another person what to do with their body. I don't try to tell people this is how you're supposed to compromise your body and your life because I said so, because I feel that this is how you're supposed to live your life. To really believe that your opinion matters so much over someone's actual life. Actually sit with your thoughts and question them. Do people ever question themselves? You know what? My opinion is actually fucked up. My opinion is actually not fair. My opinion is actually one sided. My opinion is actually residing in bigotry or homophobia or transphobia or misogyny. Like, do people just fucking sit with themselves instead of fucking going out or tapping on the internet keyboards? This is how I fucking feel, and this is how you're supposed to live your life because I said so. Who the fuck are you? On this episode of my hot takes, because I'm definitely going to be doing more, is being a black atheist. It has been very interesting coming out as an actual atheist, agnostic atheist. We didn't grow up in the church. I did attend church once I was in foster care. In Bible study, I was in a choir. I was baptized twice. My dad's side of the family is more religious. They're Pentecostal and Baptist. I do have Baptist Christianity on my mom's side too, but like more further down the line. Internal family, we don't go to church. We didn't really do that unless it was like on Easter. But if I was to ask my mom or my dad if they believe in Jesus Christ, they would say yes, but they don't practice Christianity, if that makes sense. They're more just faith based. They know I'm an atheist. They respect it. My parents actually respect most of my decisions that I make. I mean, actually all of them. My parents don't really get into my business like that. I'm lucky to have parents that are supportive. I know that's not the case for a lot of black atheists. I want to be very careful with how I talk about religion and Christianity because I do understand that like it's a soft spot for a lot of people, and I do know that I have followers of mine that are Christians. My hot take is being a black atheist is very difficult to navigate in certain black spaces. Culturally, you know, we have the music of gospel that we have dominated, I will say. I still listen to gospel music, by the way, and I also still attend certain services if it's like in support of someone. I've put away the idea that Jesus Christ exists. So due to lack of evidence and not having a reason to believe in Jesus Christ, I'm an atheist. I respect people's beliefs. I have friends that are Catholic, friends that are Christians. I have friends that are Buddhists. You can't help what you believe in. And I'm a skeptic by nature. So that was my journey to becoming an atheist, was skepticism, questioning the validity of the nature around religion. Yeah, that's my hot take. Being a black atheist is pretty hard to navigate around black cultural things because a lot of it is surrounding Christianity in some form of way. And a lot of people in the black community don't want to admit it, but a lot of us are conservative in one way or another. On part 2, who knows what I'm going to come up with because I already have a few things in mind, but I'm going to wait until part 2. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys don't beat me up too much. Oh my God, don't hurt me. Don't beat me up too much in the comments. I appreciate you guys for watching. Seriously, I know some of my point of views is not too accepting, but I hope you respect it. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, love, and happiness.